right, welcome everybody to this workshop meeting. It's a workshop to discuss potential updates to the Employee Personnel Policies and Procedures Handbook. And we are beginning the workshop at 4 p.m. Keep in mind, it's a workshop, so it is not strict as far as following guidelines of a typical city council meeting, rules of decorum and procedure. So if you want to speak, just raise your hand, get attention, and then that way you can speak. It's being recorded, of course, so y'all know the rules. Come up here so that the video can actually capture you. Anybody going back and looking at YouTube will be able to hear what you're having to say. All right, and with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, City Manager.
Mayor, the City Council is being presented with a revised draft of the City of Alpine Personal Policies and Guidelines Handbooks for review and discussion. The city retained ETC Institute to review the existing handbook and provide recommendations to help ensure the city's personnel policies align with current employment practices, operational needs, and applicable legal and regulatory standards. The attached draft reflects proposed revisions and comments provided through that review process. In addition to the consultant review, the city attorney has provided guidance on the handbook. The city council has previously discussed employee handbook updates, including provisions related to certification incentive pay and other personnel policies during prior meetings and budget discussions. A workshop meeting was scheduled in early 2026 to further review the handbook, discuss potential amendments, and provide policy direction regarding personnel and compensation related matters. The purpose of this discussion is to allow the city council to review the proposed revisions and provide feedback and consider any additional policy direction before the finalized handbook is brought forward for formal consideration. And the handbook is attached to page 9.
So how do you want to do this, Henry? So I went through and I made comments, questions, things like that.
Okay.
Do you want to go page by page and have council ask you questions if there are any? How do you,
That would be good.
Okay. Okay, well, my first is on page 18 of 249. Does anybody have one prior to that on page 17 or 15 or 16 of 249? Actually, it starts on page 9. I guess the city seal will be updated on the.
Yes, on the manual.
Anybody have questions prior to page 18 or comments? Okay, so on page 18, it says, let's see, this is like the second sentence, I believe. It says, therefore, it is the policy of the, and they have company there, they need to change that to city. So that was my first one, and then I have one on page 19. Does anybody else have one on page 18? Okay, on page 19, it says, the first comment, technically this header is not accurate. How about something like governing principles? I know that this is the company ETC Institute. And does it need to be changed? And who is in charge of changing that?
No, I mean, that would be us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you already know, I mean, I don't know, are you planning on going through and looking? I don't know how much detail we're supposed to.
Oh, yeah,
give you
yeah.
Or ask you.
Yeah, I think that's just what was there prior.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna be changed.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Anybody else have anything on 19? Okay, anybody have anything on page 20? So I saw that the non-sexual harassment was moved over to page 22 of 249. So it is in there. Does anybody have anything on page 21? 22? 23? I made a comment. Let's see if I can remember because I did this Friday. Okay, so on page 23 of 249, the company ETC recommended that the policy be moved to after H and D. So that would be page 26 of 249. And when I was looking at it Friday, I didn't see that it had been moved, but I may be mistaken. Did it get moved?
No, not yet.
Okay. Oh, wait, yeah, it says down here at the bottom, page 26, update approval here. So your intention is to move it there? Okay. Anybody else? Okay, anything on page 24? 25? 26? All right, 27 on the comment. My question is, do we? So it says if you need the request for accommodation, medical inquiry forms, et cetera, to let them know. So I was just wondering, do we need to let them know?
Yeah, we would need to let them know.
Okay. So that's page 27. Anybody have anything else on that? Okay, 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. On page 36 for the comment, I asked, is there one? Said, didn't see an internal reference to complaint process outside the harassment and discrimination policy. So I was asking, do we have one?
Yeah, usually it would just be the grievance policy. That's your complaint policy.
Anybody else have anything? Councilmember Escobedo?
For right now, the members who are there on that is grading. You?
From council rep. Yep.
And then it's Cullen, Trailer. I think it's her new last name, right? Monaco.
Oh, Monaco.
Monaco Trailer. And I don't remember.
Was it Darren?
Third, no.
No. Later about it, recall. We got that, so.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You never met?
They
Haven't
haven't
met
you
yet.
two. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
a good
good news.
thing.
Yeah, I'll take it. Any day.
That's a great thing.
I forget, yeah,
There's a third person, I can't remember who it is, but.
yeah, I remember Eva. Thank you for that nomination.
That was very nice. of you.
See, taking your break, you haven't had any meeting.
Okay. Were you good, Councilmember Escobedo on 36?
Yes, I was just, on 34, the types of payment adjustments and the merits. I know that we had a table or something to that effect, where you received certain certifications and stuff like that. And that's been completely taken out.
Would that be under merit?
Very-
I know somewhere in this,
It's in there.
in this 249,
Yes, Father.
or in this 100 and something pages is there, but.
Sorry.
Yeah, we got 2018, pay certificate pay policy and 2020 certificate pay policy.
Yeah,
It's after the,
it begins on page 103.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in.
Yeah, so this was updated in 24, 2 years ago,
34. It's,
and these many things have been changing in 2 years.
and it was approved on 7/1/2024. No, these are just recommendations that the consulting company is making.
Yeah, so a consultant company was hired to go through our policies and procedures.
What is the difference in the colors? Some they are blue, some they are red. Is that, doesn't nothing the color?
Yeah, it just, the different color just identifies what they're changing.
I think blue is what they're adding and
What
red.
are they recommending?
Yeah.
Taking out.
Yes,
Where this is blue and it's all trans.
it's because they moved it to another section.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
on the
Says right here.
side.
Yeah, I know, but it just, some blue that. Scratch out,
It's
scratch
because
out,
They are
some
moving
red, some
somewhere
scratch
else,
out,
yeah.
some-
It's not being subtracted from the handbook, it's being moved to a different location, so it's staying.
All right, so page 34, anybody have anything? 35, 36. All right, I think we were at 37. Anything on 37? 38, 39. Page 40. 41. There, 42. 43. 44 or 45. Anybody have anything on 46? Page 47, I have a comment, I guess under that comment, update with the appropriate contact for the organization. So we're supposed to put a contact in there. I was just wondering who are we putting in there? Who will do that?
Say human resources.
Mhm.
Do you have to give a specific name?
I wouldn't, because if you have turnover.
I know. Yeah. Okay. 48, 49.
And 48, I think is what it was talking about, pay for the certifications. Is that what?
Oh,
we're talking
yeah,
about?
it's here too, yes.
Yep.
Certification, intermediate, advanced, master,
An extra certification base.
yeah, field training officer. Oh, this is specifically for law enforcement,
Oh,
yeah, because it's too low. And dispatchers. Okay. 49, okay, 50,
and the 49, they said that hourly employees only on water license, rest of the time of licensing. That's in the 49, but you see,
Oh, yeah, on the, towards the bottom, it says groundwater or water upgraded certificates. You can see.
okay, yeah, okay.
Did the gas folks not get any increase, gas departments for their search,
For the witness.
their certifications?
No, they're on there too.
I'm just, okay, I'm just, I don't recall seeing them, and we're looking at water and wastewater, and
If I remember correctly, Randy's come in here and made the comment that they don't.
that's what I thought.
Welders don't, and then they get their licensing for gas that they don't. If I remember correctly.
That's-
I remember they all.
Well, shouldn't they?
I think it's probably one we want to look at.
But I do, if I remember correctly, it's in the 2018, city office that Jessica, I think, had it in there.
Yep.
And I know we discussed this, I think, when she was interim, and we were talking about taking what was 2018
And we would,
increase it for inflation and move it over into our current.
yep, yeah. That's what I thought too.
It was very detailed, they covered a lot.
There was a lot in there,
We had
yeah.
asked our directors to go through there, and if there was any, because if I remember correctly as well, Chief Lasoya at the time had said that there were some licenses that are now new that weren't in 2018 that he wanted to add to it.
Yep.
So we gave him, we'd ask to update it on anything that may not be in it.
Okay, anything else with 48, 49, or 50?
no,
So the only other one that's going through my mind is CDL operators, CDL, yeah. For the CDL license, because that's a challenge we have. Well, I don't think we're about class A's, but the initial CDL, those were some of the requirements. And part of what prompts me is it came up today in Commissioners Court, we got talking about that for class A. It actually costs almost $6,000 now to get a CDL. And so we had to think about, Henry probably put that on the list.
So Public Works CDL, they get $1.
Okay, okay, where's
Yeah,
that?
we're
at?
not to
It's in
public
the-
works yet.
it's in the 49 right there.
Oh, it is on page
Yeah,
49?
right.
Yeah, 49.
Where, 49?
Public Works,
Oh, I see it, I
Pharmacy.
see it.
Got it, okay,
Yeah, okay.
okay, thank you. So it's just gas department that we got open.
So on the water, wouldn't it have like the licenses that David and what's your name?
It's there,
Kim?
It's,
A, B, C, and D. Groundwater and wastewater operator. For utility.
No, for that whole,
you're talking about the pool.
Oh, CPO.
that one.
This, at the end, they come all down. Upgrades for the certification, is that what you were asking?
At the very end.
The 109 and 120.
No, because you're talking about the pool stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure I remember reading anything for Parks Department, specifically, which maybe that's something, like you said, that we want to add, is it the CPO and other certifications they have to have. So CPO, they're personally
Yeah,
liable.
yeah, that's, yeah.
So in the twenty
Yeah.
eighteen certificate pay policy, we used to have, all of that is in
CPO,
there. Yes, ma'am. As well as CPR certifications.
Yep, that's the other.
Everything else.
Yep.
It's all in there.
That is.
so we probably want to add a public works section and put CPO, CPR.
Yeah, so right here under Public
What
Works
else?
Department, it has commercial driver's
Have
license,
the
full operator,
stormwater.
Stormwater certification.
And about all your chemical, you have to have certifications for all the chemical.
They fall under CPO.
Oh, okay.
Good catch. See,
So the Public Works only has the for CDL.
yeah, so. Is that something council would like to see, CPO, CPR, stormwater?
Madison County get certified.
So this is a separate section, it would be under.
It would be under public works. Right now, it only has CDL under
Yeah.
public works.
Can I ask a question in regards to that? Do I need to go?
Yeah, just because of the video recording. Otherwise, if somebody's listening, they may not be able to. hear you.
Like my CS Utilities Director, I have a employee that does have a CDL, but he's on the wastewater side. Is that something that, I just don't know if it would benefit the city in any regard? Because he doesn't do paving or anything like that, but does it benefit the city as a whole that he does have a CDL?
I think it does.
I would think. so.
Yeah,
So that would imply that he would get a $1 increase?
All right,
Mhm.
yeah. What equipment would you be utilizing?
He doesn't use, so, okay, so he doesn't really utilize that license. Like he came in from TDS as a driver, so he does have a CDL license, so he doesn't really apply it, but
But if he had to.
Right,
if he had to, yeah, I
mean,
guess
that-
so. So does it
he's an
benefit the
asset.
city as a whole? Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yeah.
Or?
yes.
Because he
Yes.
doesn't,
Use the dump truck.
if
They
need
could
be,
pull him if needed,
Yeah.
right, to go do help out.
So
See?
so
something,
we probably want to change the wording at the bottom of page 49. Wording at page 49 says any employee receiving pay for certifications in one employment category as listed that is then demoted or transferred to another category will lose their certification incentive at the time of transfer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's in our best interest.
No.
We're trying to motivate people as
Yes.
opposed to, hey, you're currently, we're in one area, sorry, but say it, one of your water guys moved over somewhere else. You want to take the pay away, you may want to pull on them
In an emergency, yeah, he
Yeah.
might want to pull.
to work the search. So if the search is current, my sense is they ought to get paid. If the search aren't current, just pay away.
Certifications, yes.
Makes sense?
Muy bueno, muy bueno.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
And Jessica, for building services, are there any certifications or anything that would?
Not in the handbook for us this time, but in the
Then the 2018.
2018 covers all of them.
So the 2018 come into this one?
Nope.
Oh,
Jessica Isley, Building Services.
Okay, so go
why?
ahead.
Yeah.
The handbook that we have now, I don't believe there's anything in our department for in
Certification.
certifications. But the one prior in the 2019, it kind of hits every single one of them. So they were completely removed.
Do you remember what they were?
Yeah, they're in your packet.
HVAC license through TDLR. Certified permit tech, journeyman electrical license, TDLR.
Yeah.
Registered code enforcement officer, agriculture barrier, plumbing inspector, floodplain manager, certified building official. Certified planner and certified project manager. I would say we definitely need to clean it up.
Yeah.
Maybe take what ICC has.
Mhm.
Bring it over here, because. I mean, if somebody has an HVAC license or an electrical license, it's awesome. However, that doesn't give them the ability to inspect said electrical or HVAC, they need to have an inspector's license,
Mhm.
which would be through ICC, because that's the code that we have adopted, right? And so, but I mean, all of those go into play with certified building official, right? So all of those are certifications you have to have, or licenses you have to obtain your CBO.
Certified building official.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Just for people.
Yeah.
How do you
Sorry.
know what you're talking about?
And so, I mean, I guess it would depend if we wanted to, reward our inspectors and building official on obtaining said licenses as they work to that CBO, because that is a bear
Yeah.
to wrestle. That is a lot of certifications to get your CBO, and it is not easy. And it's a lot of classes and a lot of money that we're investing into that employee.
What would your
Tens of thousands of
recommendation be to?
So most general or categories have 3 different
Modules.
licenses, so it'll be a commercial, residential, and then a plan. And correct me if my
You're
memory's failing me, and then a plan review. And so I would say for each category that they successfully completed, there should be some kind of incentive to that. Because those, each one of those classes are a week long, and then you got a test that is not easy.
Mayor.
Do you have any objection to that?
No,
Can we pull that in?
yeah, I just put it in.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. All right,
Can you send that to me?
It's an okay.
Oh, it is.
Yes, ma'am. It's right after the handbook.
oh, okay. I don't know that it got it.
Oh,
Thank you. That might be it.
that's the beginning of it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it is. Okay, all right, so where were we at? We were on page 50, anything there? 51. Page 52, I have let's discuss the comments. I don't remember why. Let's take a minute to look at them. On page 52. Edit to reflect organization's practice, a general personal leave or absence is strongly recommended. Another supporting reason to have a personal leave policy in place. Other than FMLA and catastrophic bank of sick leave, is there a need for general leave or absence? Most employers need something to create something at catch the exceptions. So the question is, do we need something there, guys? Henry?
It's kind of like if an employee is injured on the job and now you have to miss, you don't want to penalize and use your medical leave or personal leave. Because,
He was on the job.
it's not like a personal illness, it's on the job injury.
So what are your thoughts on what we need to do there?
Yeah, I have to look and see the best practice with other cities, how they're handling this.
Okay.
I guess I'm trying to understand, so if they're injured on the job, it's a workman comp issue. So I'm still trying to understand the personal leave. Well, the way I'm reading personal leave is.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to take a couple weeks off and go tour or whatever. Do we really want to have a policy on that to allow employees to make a decision to personal leave? I would think that's got to be a decision from your own standpoint. To say, hey, Rick, if you want to go, good luck, but you got vacation, if you're on a vacation, you're not going to get paid. Unless it says,
Yeah. FMLA, which.
if I'm like, if I family medical, like, that's an easy one. Workman's comp or injury on the job, that's an easy one, but if someone wants to take personal leave, my reaction would be. They can approach your supervisor in the city and the city doesn't have to acknowledge that or honor that. You get vacation.
Right.
But personal leave, that's a whole,
Or you just start the vacation and personal leave. It is good.
yeah,
Can't have-
I'll take my 6 months sabbatical, I'm on my job when I come back.
Oh, no.
No.
That's your. Right,
That's
and you're-
exactly it.
Or is this referring to, I need to take off Thursday because I have to go do things that are only open from 9 to 5, like renew a driver's license or something like that? Is that what that's, like a paid time off day,
Well,
PTO.
because it says here that this is, that if there's a workplace injury, that the injured must also request a leave of absence. Leave of absence due to work-related injuries will be administered as other type of medical leave. So that they don't penalize your personal leave, your sick leave and your vacation.
So for example, say in the horrible event that you develop some catastrophic disease, you get a week off to go somewhere for treatments. Is that what this is referring to? That doesn't fall under FMLA.
No, this is still a work-related injury.
Oh.
Like you're gonna have to take time off to go deal with, to go see a doctor or whatever because of the work-related injury.
And workman's comp doesn't cover your time off.
I mean, it should,
Yeah.
but it's just like, if you're here and now all of a sudden, hey, I need to go back and check my knee surgery because I got hurt on it's gonna take you a day or two or whatever amount of time, but I don't want that to be my personal time because I was injury time.
Right. And that's after you've finished your workman's comp.
Mhm.
So do you feel like we need something there?
I mean, it doesn't, I don't see this a whole lot. That it happens a whole lot, but I would think a supervisor would be able to approve that and not use your personal leave.
So are those comments saying we need to add that in there?
Mhm.
Okay. Thoughts, council?
It's really, I'm good with that. I get that. Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on. Anything on page 53 or 54? 55?
On the 55, and separation of services, no compensation will be paid for unused sick time. This is what we're talking about, when they leave or that fire or.
Yeah, both, right? Yeah, resignation or termination. They will receive money for vacation, but not for unused sick time. I don't think that's unusual.
No, that's
see
very
that
common.
everywhere.
That's very common.
Very common.
Okay, 56,
So
57.
on the and not to change it right now, but I think this is probably gonna have to be studied a little more. Regarding catastrophic pool. So if you view it, if there's a pool of money there, right? Because this is sick leave that has been accumulated, that employees that have left or employees that are here that they've never taken much sick leave, but there's a pool. So you have an employee that gets sick. And so imagine there's a pool of money. That's taxpayer money. Right? And now, let's say you have, because we experienced in Dilley, we had 2 employees that were like for 2 years. And then, getting that pool at the end, that's taxpayer money, right? When, then they change it, they say, you know what? Let's bring short-term and long-term disability to the employees. If, you have an issue and you can't be at work, be it long-term, well, we've kind of paid for that long-term insurance. And now you're not gonna be draining taxpayer money. You actually bought into some insurance program and then the insurance will kick in. They're not gonna kick in 100%, but it's usually around 66%. So what's better for the taxpayer at that point? For somebody be draining that pool for 2 years, or you bought either the short-term or the long-term disability. And then, the insurance company is gonna kick in.
What do we currently do here?
Well, we do the catastrophic pool.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
got a pool.
Yeah.
And offering as a benefit package, employees having the ability to purchase the.
Maybe like the short-term and the long-term disability.
Alright, so let's see, page 56, 57, 58, 59. Anything that is. How about, sorry, that's all. 60 through 63.
If you as utility directors has something that to discuss or want to go at it, is the time to let us know. We're here to help you.
64 through, just go all the way through 70, thing there. How about 71 through 75? '76 through 80?
And the 76, we said, in the first one. But it talk about that drug-free work setting for all employees. So is that does apply in the city, that they just pick and choose who to take the 76?
No, that's what we're saying, that we're drug free, that we, we don't do drugs here at work.
How often do we do random drug testing?
It's random,
Is what?
random,
Randomly,
or if there's an accident or something.
do you know what kind of accident?
So you don't ask periodically, for the drug test to the city employees?
No, it's just randomly.
CDL said drivers have to do it because the CDL requirements of the TDLR issue, not a city issue.
Gas department.
That's my guess, yeah.
Alright, 76 through, let's take it through 80. Y'all see anything on those pages?
In the 77, it says, violations of policy. The violations of this, drug policy will result in disciplinary action. What are the categories of the disciplinary actions?
Well, we have the positive discipline, there's different. I guess timeframes identified. A verbal and or up to termination. Immediate termination.
It would be up to the
City manager.
city manager, to the directors.
Okay, anything up through page 85? Okay, how about up through 90? Up through 95? under 100. So on page 103 is where the 2015 handbook began. Not sure it was clear in the paper copy because it doesn't place
Yeah.
labeled as 2018. Is there anything in that, other than what we've already discussed, certification phase, the council would like to see in the pretty much of the units of certification phase? Hey, do we need a little bit of time? We have time, it's just 4:36 now, for y'all to look through this and see if there's anything else.
We're open for this color, but we're looking that it has 2017, but it's not in this one. Is this color in this one? So it is.
2018, so it's not currently what we have now.
Right.
Yeah. But we're gonna move to the certification phase on that.
Okay.
And is there anything out there, guys, that you want to add? Subtract, questions about?
More promotions that you need to. They're not here. Give us your ideas, come on.
I think one of the things that, and I think you have it in your black folder, this is something that Randy brought up. And it's in regards to, on the second page, the compensation for on-call employees. And I
Ah,
think, he's proposing, for primary on-call, proposing 50, it's currently 25. And then for secondary on-call, it's currently 11, he's proposing 25.
Only for the,
That's what I was gonna bring up. The
That's-
on-call.
Yeah, that's for the gas.
do you want it for,
You know, there's different options. I think we do need to visit that. I know that there's a primary and a secondary. I don't know if it'd be beneficial just to kind of have, and it's up to you guys, of course, but one primary and then kind of reach out for those needed, like if let's say I'm on call and I can get I don't remember what I think 25 a day, if I'm not mistaken. And then call out if you have, pick your guys to call out who needs to go out. A lot of times it's a leak investigator, or sewer backup, but if there's times you don't need two people at once. Also for SCADA, that's a big deal because you have SCADA operators that come in and they look at SCADA every couple of hours until we can get it. I know Toby, I can't pronounce his last name, Averit, I can't remember. He's working on SCADA, and of course it's a little antiquated and software needs to be updated. But until then, I don't know if we should just give a flat rate for somebody doing on-call for SCADA, as opposed to checking every hour, and then by the end of the pay period, they have a buku amount of overtime. I think it's depleting a lot of our overtime. Either that or send them home. I know I see it both ways. I think that staying up late at night is a big deal.
Take it every 2 hours, right?
Yeah, they could, yes, ma'am. So
Lay down, sleep for 2 hours.
yeah, so there should be some compensation for that. I agree, but after you look at, like, I've seen a couple of the guys, and it's a huge amount of overtime, and I don't know if I should just break it in half and have them go home early some of the time, and then or just I don't know how to approach that. Some directive.
Henry, what are your thoughts?
I'd have to look more at the schedule to see how they're,
Okay.
I'm not as familiar
Okay.
with who's working it and all that.
And then I just got a text from Randy. He said, okay, I guess you're right. I guess they don't get a pay increase. Which is, I didn't know that. So he said we are get a pay raise for our pre-qualifications every 3 years. I guess they get qualified every 3 years. So fair enough. Anyway, that's what my concerns are. Something to think about.
So Mike, how many manage SCADA on
So at the moment,
a person?
we have 2 that manage SCADA. previously in the past regime, it was 2 as well, or 3, but one person left. And I'd like to get it to where I could have three on the red, 3 deep. That way I could have like maybe one a week. But for now, there's 2 at the moment. We have one that's trying to get a license, and he's waiting for his letter of endorsement to come in from TCQ. We have one that has a license at the moment. He's got a Class D.
So it requires a TCEQ license? to
You know,
operate
it doesn't, R&R does, Reason Residuals do. And usually we kind of coincide that. If you're doing R&R, then you're in charge of SCADA. And that's the way we had it. But that, one of the, after a year, if you don't have a license, then you can't do R&R. So we just have one at the moment. It's myself and another one, and Dom Rubio. We're doing R&R, and we're just taking turns doing that.
The reason I asked the question, I'm thinking about on-call,
Yes, sir.
so during the day, it's not a problem, I presume, because people are working, checking SCADA's piece of cake.
Correct.
It's after hours and on the weekends.
Correct.
After hours on the weekends, you have people on call. You have a primary and a secondary. If you had almost everyone who can run SCADA, then it didn't matter. You put someone on call, you get your, whatever your 8 hours is, after hours, you can start rotating people through. I don't know what the right answer is. I'm just trying to provide thoughts about how you might be able to work that, because you're waking up every 2 hours for a week is tough.
That's really tough. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta find an answer to that. I don't know if I don't know, man. I'm kind of wrecking my brain because I hate the whole idea of them waking up every 2
Oh,
hours.
yeah. Go ahead.
Never really sleep. Well, you couldn't.
So that's exactly where my thought was going. But it requires us getting your staff fully licensed, right?
Right.
So where whoever's on call, you're already being paid to be on call.
Yep.
You know, and then you're in charge of SCADA while you're on call. Is it weekly turnaround?
Yes,
for
sir.
on
Weekly.
call?
Weekly, yes, sir.
And then also automate. And then, I mean, as well as getting our system to where you're not having to babysit it, you know,
That's exactly right.
regardless of if it's automated or not, if we can get it to where, which we're well on our way. You know,
Yes,
hopefully
sir.
Within the next month or 2, we'll be.
Yes, sir. So part of that SCADA system, for example, that like if you look at the screen, for some reason that all the right side is just, it runs on its own. It's automated. You don't even have to pretty much look at it. The left side's like Sunny Glen and Upper Hill. Those are the ones that need to be manipulated and monitored. So that's why I want Toby to come in. Of course, he's working on the $1 million pump. But as soon as we get done with that, I said, hey, you got to get on this SCADA, and we got to get SCADA for the wastewater. We got to get SCADA for everything. It's a lot of, I remember when 11 years ago when I went to the plant, we did have SCADA.
Yeah.
And then we never, go ahead.
Forgive me for my ignorance. Is there a certification that your guys can get for SCADA?
Negative,
Like
no,
a
sir.
class that they can do that will formally train them on how to run it?
There is and actually Toby can do a lot of that training as well. So there are,
We can give, we can have an in-house certificate of completion.
Oh,
And
man.
with that, we can put it into this to where you get an extra whatever, a month or whatever. And so it's an incentive to have it. And then also when you're on call, instead of $25, round it up to 30 because you're babysitting SCADA all night. Something like that. I think there's a multifaceted way that we can go about doing it, for sure.
okay.
Just matter of figuring out what way you think works for you and your guys.
Okay, fair enough. I think I can go down that road and kind of see where we can fit these guys in to do SCADA. I think it makes sense to get them a little certificate saying, hey, I'll get with Toby and see what he can show me as far as SCADA training these guys up. And then
How far out are you having them licensed?
they're right on the cusp of it. I have 3 of
Is
them.
this Realistic, maybe coming into this next physical year to where your team's completely licensed, they can be trained in R&R. Toby can put on some kind of class for your guys, and then we can potentially implement this.
Absolutely. We can absolutely do that. I think I'll tell you in the next probably 2 or 3 months, we'll have 3 of them licensed up. Well, I'm saying a lot right there, but I do have full confidence in these guys. I think they're knowledgeable and they're eager to learn, and they're willing to get these licenses. Like I said, they've already got their background check. We're just waiting on the endorsement letter to come back for TCQ, and then Saul Ross and
Is
Chelsea.
that Christian, Raymond, and Denisio?
Christian, Raymond, and then Dionisio. Yeah, Dennis. Yes, sir.
So does SCADA have an audible alarm when you go out of limits?
Yes, sir, it sure does. We get calls on the at night. If let's say I do happen to fall asleep. Let's say I'm in charge of SCADA.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to.
And 1 o'clock, 1 in the morning, I don't wake up through the alarm, then I get a call. Like I set my alarm to check on it and I fall asleep through it. I will get a call saying, hey, the float system beeped, and so you need to address it immediately. And you have roughly, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes to address it
Okay,
before it overfills. So there are some alarms.
so I'm waiting to, someone doesn't have to babysit it the whole time and I'm gonna look at the dog on SCADA screen.
Correct.
You've got the limits. If you hit it, you're gonna get notified.
Yes. Now, is it foolproof? Not always, but for the most part, it does ring on you, and you're good to go because it's happening.
Okay, well, that ought to help a lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do we have a policy, or do you have a policy that says every 2 hours you gotta look at it, or it's really, you own it, you got it, rely on the alarms, you're checking? I'm just trying to help think about it, making it easier so you don't have to wake up every 2 hours.
You know, that's a great idea, Rick. I think we should put a little policy in play. That way that we feel a little more accountable as operators saying, hey, I got a certificate or I got a little SOP to show me that check on it. So I think that's a great idea. We'll move forward on that.
But let me ask real quick.
Yes, sir.
So right now, the SCADA deal, and again, excuse my ignorance, I don't know who Toby is. So Toby is the guy that kind of handles all this.
Yeah, he works for Ingersoll. I can't pronounce his business. He's working on the main, he's a computer guy.
So he's been around how long?
10 months. He just started when I did.
Oh, okay. So before, who was running SCADA?
James Sipes, he was out of Dallas, Texas. And he's getting older. He's kind of ready to relinquish it. And so he and Toby used to work together. And so we kind of have the understanding that James is ready to retire.
So also the SCADA, I mean, it's pretty important, right?
Yes, sir.
So right now you're saying the only one that has certification other than you is Dom.
Yes, sir.
Rubio.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
So when you're pulled out doing something else and Dom, who else is helping him?
So Dennis was the one.
So he doesn't have a certification.
Negative.
right?
No, sir.
So would there be any liability if something, because he's not certified, does he know? Or is it just an on-call guy that's going over there and they all taught him how to push a button and?
Yeah, there's no true certification for that SCADA system. It's just the R&R. The reason I have it, it's just R&R. As if you do R&R reads and residuals throughout the town, then you're pretty much in charge of SCADA since it kind of all coincides. But Dennis does know how to do SCADA, and that's the vision. Hopefully, in the next 2 months, he can get the license and we'll be okay.
Mhm.
So if you get hired on with the water department, you have 365 days to get a license under TCQ. So once that 365 days lapses and you don't get a license, then you can't do reads and residuals or anything of that nature. And I have a wastewater license, but since I'm under Robbie, I forgot his Dominguez, I think, from Fort Stockton, and I'm under his license, I could take samples, and so I'm a water certified as well under his license.
So this whole time, well, where I'm getting is like, okay. We've had one guy. And Dennis has been on here how long?
Maybe a year and a half, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. So
So before then, it was just Dom by
just
himself?
Dom. Well, Dom and Johnny Marquez. Johnny stepped away, so then it was just Dom, and so we incorporated Dennis, and then hopefully we were hoping to get his license soon enough. It lapsed in May. I think it lapsed in May. So then Dom's been on it for a few weeks on it by his own, and I've been helping him as well. So
Okay.
I'm on the weekends. This weekend I did it for him as well. So this
Yeah.
morning.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, they were saying, the more people,
Yes, sir.
the better off everybody's gonna be. I mean, if you can get a whole department.
Oh, man.
Everybody helps out,
We'd rock and roll. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. That's the vision.
and the more, people are certified in different things, or get the whole department, certified in everything that. You're certified in, that would help out a lot and, but how would you, do that, Pulling people from here, there. You have your top guys that already have these certifications. Now, what do they need to get the next certification? And then the guys that are down at the bottom, okay, well, then this dude's already, or this guy's like, how does it go? Level 1, 2, 3?
It's a
How does it
D,
go?
C, B, and A.
Yeah. Okay, so say you got a D and he's already a C, and then these guys are right there, or C going to B, and how often does it kind of like everybody getting their I mean, are they supposed to get it all within a year?
So no,
Every certification,
kinda-
or you can, or you can't. I
It's an
mean,
apprenticeship, just like our license.
Mhm.
They have to have hours, they have to do mandatory
Mhm.
classes, and then they can go out and take.
but
the
if they
test.
don't want to get their certifications and want to stay where they're at, that's on them, right?
That
Just like
is-
on our,
The
hard
only
law.
one, correct me if I'm wrong, the only one is a D, has
You
a
have to do
time
a
limit.
D.
You cannot.
and that's what you're talking about, the three
No, no,
sixty-five.
no, you can't renew a D is what I'm getting at. So you have to go to a C, but you can stay a C forever, which is all we need in this municipality, if
Okay,
I'm not mistaken.
well, you can stay at a D if you want. Like, let's say I get the C license or the B license, then everybody under me can have a D and stay at D.
Oh, they can renew their Ds?
They can't renew their Ds, but they don't have, they just have to take their CP, their, what is it, their certified CE, or what education classes. Continuing, yeah, there you go. Yeah, yes, sir. And so, they don't have to step up on the C, B, and A. It's recommended. For example, Dom, he wants to get a C, and so he's gonna, you have to kind of take initiative. And so if you wanna if you wanna move up, hey, you gotta kind of call TCQ and do it on your own. And because a lot of it does take, you can't call for somebody, they're gonna want to talk to that individual as well. So you kind of have to take a bit initiative. Dom is on his way to get his C, so hopefully he can get it the next few months as well.
To come full circle, that's where we can better help you by having better incentives and then better pay.
Exactly.
So not
Yeah.
only can you get them to step up, but we can also retain them so they don't go to a bigger municipality to make better money.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
So to that point, right now it says $1 for a D, $1 for a C, $1 for a B, $1 for an A. Should we increase the numbers for Cs and Bs and As?
I'm all for that. I really am, Rick. I think if the money's an incentive, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
They were getting $1
yeah.
for C, then they go to B, now it's total of $2 because they get another $1.
But is that, the
That's
question
not
is that enough? So,
I honestly don't think it is.
well, to your point, there are 9,000 vacancies in the state of Texas for certified water people. So if you become a B, people are going after you. They're gonna suck you away.
You better believe that.
Yep.
You get letters like you would not believe
Yeah.
saying, hey, can you come over here, come over here, come over here.
Yep, and so my thought is you ought to come back to us about what you think the right number is, work back through Henry from a comp standpoint. I don't think $3 an hour for a B is enough.
Mhm.
I'd agree to that.
And we have to be competitive,
And
you
yeah,
know, we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jump on this bandwagon, try and be careful with my words on how I do this. Not only are we competing with those, but hypothetically speaking, if a licensed water and wastewater guy comes to me,
You hide.
you may not have a plumbing license, but you better believe I'm gonna snatch you up. So you're
Exactly.
gonna be making way more than that city's gonna be.
you got it.
Agreed.
Yep. I'm
Because
with
I
you.
know you have the capacity to learn it all.
You already done it all.
Let's
Yeah.
throw you in an apprenticeship program and guess what,
Snap,
buddy?
yep, I agree.
Yeah. And we are, I think, plumbing industry, we're in the tens of thousands, I think like 50 or 60,000 short,
Oh, man.
but we're.
We are too.
that-
all
electricians
trades.
and everything, yeah.
The trades are dying
Yeah.
and just trying to find, anybody.
Yep.
You know, and I mean, if the city wants to keep people, you have to pay. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It's like me. And it's hard to keep somebody or start them at 15 when McDonald's is paying 15. You can't,
That's,
Yep,
you know,
I know. Okay, so that's a good action to work. Thank you.
So Henry, what do you need from us?
No, I'll update with the changes and then I'll get his input and bring that back.
David, do you have any updates that we need to help you?
In regard to this, in regard to.
Yeah, just a license for in Michael, and I don't know if they already gave it to Kim or not. She had her CPO as well,
Okay,
but that, I mean,
who all are CPOs?
just as three, Michael, Field and myself and Kim.
Who does the mosquito spray?
Mosquito spray.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Nobody here? Ain't got no mosquitoes over here?
sheesh.
We do.
You ready?
There was one in my house.
Not like you're used to.
Yeah, I know, it was flying around, we were.
Yeah, because that's another license too.
Yeah.
Do you have
And-
any promotions that we need to be aware to incentive, like?
I
Jack
think it's just, we're the best, I mean, that's the best, but we were promised.
Go ahead and come on up so that.
And that's in our 2018 as well.
David Martinez, Park Supervisor. Yeah, in the past, we were promised like, hey, if you get this license, we'll give you more money, and that's an option if you can, if you do want to, you don't.
Yep.
And when we said we don't, it's like, oh, now it's mandatory, and if you don't do it, there's the door, so we got them. And then when it came time, it's like, well, where's our pay raise? It's like, that's part of your job. So after a while, the guys are like, well, why are we gonna get anything if we're still down here?
What licenses are you talking about?
Well, just like the CPO, that was a big one. I know they pushed that one. And then like the stormwater, I was pushed on that one like bad. It's just like, all right, and then, well, we have other ones, like, even for your playground or even to spray anything, we want to do it, but at the same time, it's like the backlash is, well, we're gonna get anything, or are we gonna get it and they're just gonna say, well, sorry.
So would you like to see those
Yes, I would like
as well?
to see that.
And those are
I
for
mean,
2019.
I think the best thing we do is maybe have our directors that know the licensings that are current, go through and put them all out for us, and then we can
So-
assign levels to them like.
Yeah,
this.
so I already put a note here. I'll meet with the directors and then make a list. Yeah, what are we missing or whatever, and then bring that back. Perfect.
So
Yeah.
that mosquito thing is big. I mean,
Yeah, then you have to have a
and
special
no
license.
one,
yes.
who would that be under?
Usually
Public
that's.
Streets.
Yeah, usually it's in the public
Streets.
works.
Public
Yeah.
Works?
Street guys.
And then just like Mike, give us a suggestion, what would be
Mhm.
the amount promotion an hour or $2, $1, $2 according to that going up, so.
Yes. I believe I have some copies of the Public Works and Parks who has license and all that.
Like if
But-
anybody already got those trainings, they haven't give the raise, so then.
Yes,
let
I
us
know.
Let us know.
Back in the day
Yeah.
with the growth plan they had, we did a lot of trainings with Adelina, which has to be with trees, pruning, all this and that. They would bring guys from A&M and show us everything, and it's like, well, this is what it's for, That way, when you ask, it's like, well, what have you done? And it's like, well, we've done all this. It's like, and still it wasn't enough. So it brings your morale, everything down.
Mhm.
And it's like, and there's some good guys. I mean, I don't want to lose them, and at the same time, it's like, I know they complain about money. It's like, well, I started at $10,
No.
No, I mean, and you wanna add to your department, all y'all do, right?
Yeah,
So are you also here to speak on behalf of Eddie's department also?
yes,
Just
I
your
mean,
department.
yeah, so, I mean, I know his guys, there's some, and we help each other a lot, of course, we're like one department and all that. And on that note, the pesticides, I can't remember, but I did do that probably like 20 years ago when I used to work at Village Farms. Just to make an extra buck, we would do it, just get certified and you could spray the whole greenhouse, whatever. And then, of course, they did pay us for that, and you don't think it's much, but you have to learn, you just can't spray anything. It's not like raid or
Yeah.
whatever, but that would be good, for our guys, as well. So. But other than that, I mean, I'm still here.
Cause we do have a really bad mosquito problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once it's rained, it's gonna get
Yeah,
ugly.
during monsoon season.
That, I don't know if you noticed, goat head problem,
Oh, yeah.
they're already coming out and they're gonna get ugly.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
pretty until they flower goes away.
They are beautiful flowers.
Yeah.
Flowers.
But that big roller we purchased, for the goat heads, it's working great. So we just drag it through all the fields, picks it up, throws it in a tray, and I have stickers for sale if anybody wants it.
Maybe we'll have a goat head festival.
Yeah, there we go.
You could win a prize.
But I mean, going around
Yeah,
town,
hey, that's a good idea. Whoever brings in the most goat hits.
I think it'd be fun to have a goat head festival. Why not?
I mean, cause I've seen them, there was a local older man that in our neighborhood that would drive around and spraying goat heads off on the roads and things like that. Took it upon himself. Mr. Stovall
Is he still?
just doesn't do it. Yeah, this was, I hadn't seen him much, you know, but he was doing that. I think last time I saw him was like 2 years ago. Driving around and he'd be out his pickup, just driving around the neighborhood, spraying stuff.
And then last year, Adelina had several volunteers, you know, at the big park. And they probably collected the first time, probably like 4 bags, you know, just full of goat heads. And that helped. And then we spray or throw down pre-emergence and all that. It helps some. And then, of course, we're not gonna be there with a hoe, you know, getting all the fields like that, but we do that and whatever we could burn, you know, with our torch, you know, we could do that and then that sticker roller, you know, so. Cause I know those are the number one excuse, well, not excuses, complaints. It's like, what are you gonna do about the gopher or the stickers? It's like,
Leave me a note that.
yeah, so.
Right.
Other than that,
Well, I'm glad you
Thank you.
pick up and then I would like all the utility directors to come and talk with our city managers and let us know, you know, what would be that ways to update it, so to motivate your coworkers so we can keep them and they can keep growing at the city.
Yeah.
So we don't want to lose them.